This is Uncle Jeff, a billionaire, who just bought a new luxury yacht for $200 million. The headlines scream, "Another billionaire showing off." Social media explodes, posts getting viral. People ask the same question: why would anyone spend $200 million on a floating palace? But here's the twist: Uncle Jeff didn't just buy a yacht, he bought a strategy. Let's step inside this story. When Uncle Jeff signed that $200 million check, he wasn't thinking about sunbathing. He was thinking about leverage. You see, billionaires don't look at money the way most people do. When an average person buys a boat, it's a liability. When a billionaire buys a yacht, it becomes a wealth tool. First, let's talk about taxes. In many countries, yachts can qualify as business assets if structured correctly. If the yacht is owned by a company and used for business meetings, charters, brand events, or client entertainment, large portions of the costs, maintenance, crew salaries, fuel, docking fees, can potentially be written off as business expenses. Depreciation becomes another powerful tool. That $200 million yacht, on paper, it may depreciate over time, and depreciation can reduce taxable income. Even though Uncle Jeff's net worth keeps rising, his taxable income can be strategically lowered. And here's where it gets even smarter. Instead of personally owning the yacht, billionaires often place it under an LLC or offshore entity. This adds layers of legal protection. If someone sues, they don't go straight after Uncle Jeff's personal assets. The yacht sits inside a protective corporate structure. Now let's sail into international waters. Yachts are mobile. That mobility is power. Uncle Jeff can anchor in tax-friendly jurisdictions. He can register the yacht in countries with favorable maritime laws. This can reduce taxes, reduce regulation, and optimize operational costs. Mobility isn't just geographic, it's financial. Let's say Uncle Jeff charters the yacht out when he's not using it. Ultra-high net worth individuals pay millions per week to rent super yachts. Suddenly, the yacht isn't just costing money, it's generating revenue. Even if it doesn't fully pay for itself, it offsets expenses and strengthens the business use argument for tax purposes. But the real gold is access. Picture this. Instead of inviting CEOs, politicians, tech founders, and investors to a boardroom, Uncle Jeff invites them onto a $200 million floating paradise in the Mediterranean. Deals don't close the same way on land. On a yacht, distractions disappear, privacy increases. There are no cameras, no office interruptions, no leaks. Conversations flow differently when you're cruising at sunset with a five-star chef on board. Billionaires understand something powerful: environment shapes decisions. A yacht is a relationship accelerator. Partnerships are formed, acquisitions are discussed, investments are pitched. When someone steps onto that yacht, they step into Uncle Jeff's world, his power, his success, his vision. That psychological positioning matters. Then there's branding. For a public billionaire, image is currency. A super yacht reinforces status. It signals dominance in the global elite circle. It keeps Uncle Jeff in headlines. And in business, attention is an asset. Now let's talk about asset diversification. Ultra-wealthy individuals don't keep all their wealth in cash. They park money in assets, real estate, art, private equity, jets, and yes, yachts. While yachts generally depreciate, ultra-rare, custom-built vessels from prestigious shipyards can retain significant value, especially if demand for limited builds increases. In some cases, ownership of a prime build slot at a top shipyard itself becomes valuable. Now let's zoom out. There's also privacy and security. Uncle Jeff doesn't vacation at public resorts. That exposes him to risk. Paparazzi, crowds, security threats. A yacht is a private, controlled island, elite security teams on board, controlled guest lists, no unexpected visitors. Privacy for a billionaire isn't luxury, it's necessity. Next comes networking leverage. When you own one of the largest yachts in the harbor at Monaco during the Grand Prix, you don't ask for invitations, you become the invitation. Powerful people come to you. And here's a subtle but crucial advantage: time efficiency. Billionaires value time more than money. A yacht allows Uncle Jeff to combine vacation, family time, deal-making, and networking in one place, instead of separate trips for business and leisure. Everything blends into one controlled environment. Efficiency at that level compounds. There's also legacy. Yachts often become symbols of dynasty. They host family gatherings, celebrations, for billionaires thinking generationally. The yacht becomes part of the family identity, a floating estate that builds memories and reinforces long-term family bonds. Now here's the reality. The $200 million yacht sounds outrageous to someone worth $50,000, but to Uncle Jeff, whose net worth might fluctuate by billions in a single day, that yacht could represent a tiny fraction of his wealth. It's not about spending money. It's about repositioning it. He converts liquid capital into a strategic asset that provides tax efficiency, legal protection, revenue potential, networking leverage, privacy, security, and lifestyle optimization, all wrapped into one floating machine. So the next time you see headlines about a billionaire bought $200 million yacht, remember, you're not just looking at luxury, you're looking at strategy. Because at the highest level of money, even luxury yachts becomes a financial instrument.